27 identical drops of mercury are charged simultaneously to the same potential 5 volt. If all these drops unite to form a bigger drop, then potential of the bigger drop is. So in one of the problems we have seen that potential of the bigger equal to n to the power of 2 by 3 times potential of the smaller drop, where n is number of droplets. So in this case it is 27 to the power of 2 by 3. Potential of the smaller is 5. What is cube root of 27? 3. 3 square is 9. 9 into 5 is 45. So in such problems you can use this equation. Potential of the bigger equal to number of droplets to the power of 2 by 3 into potential of the smaller. 64 identical drops of mercury are charged simultaneously to the same quantity of charge such that the surface density of charge is given. So potential of the smaller equal to sigma by epsilon naught times radius of the smaller drop. Okay. If all these drops unite to form a bigger drop, this is for the bigger drop, then the surface density of charge on the bigger drop is surface density equal to, now for the smaller droplet, surface density is charge by area. Surface area of small sphere is 4 pi r square. Now surface area of bigger sphere, surface charge density of bigger sphere. When these 64 identical spheres are combined, then total charge is 64 times the charge divided by 4 pi radius of bigger droplet square. So for time being, let me take this as n, number of droplet times charge on each droplet. So n cube by 4 pi, radius of the bigger is n to the power of 1 by 3 times radius of the smaller, its square, equal to n cube by 4 pi r square n to the power of 2 by 3, n to the power of 2 by 3. There is n to the power of 1 here, n to the power of 2 by 3. So this gives n to the power of 1 by 3. Q by 4 pi r square, Q by 4 pi r square is surface charge density of the smaller. So sigma surface charge density of the bigger equal to cube root of n times surface density of smaller. There are 64 droplets, 64 cube root sigma, but sigma is 1, therefore this is 4 into 1 is 4. Recall, potential of the bigger droplet equal to n to the power of 2 by 3 times potential of the smaller. In terms of surface charge densities, surface charge density of the bigger sphere equal to cube root of number of droplets into surface charge density of the smaller droplet. This is 2 by 3, this is 1 by 3. Three capacitors 2 micro, 3 micro and 6 micro are first connected in series, then in parallel. The ratio of effective capacitances of two cases is, so first they are in parallel, first they are in series, this is 2 micro, this is 3 micro, this is 6 micro. 6 and 3 gives 2 micro. 2 and 2 series gives 1 micro. Therefore, numerator capacitors in series 1 micro. Capacitors in parallel means like this. Just add these three values. Add these three. 2, 3, 5, 6, 11. 11 micro. So ratio is 1 is to, this is parallel, 1 is to 11. How 6 and 3 gives 2? If they are in, these two are in series, then 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3, isn't it? 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2. So we get 2 micro. So whenever we find 6 and 3 in series, the resultant is 2. 2 and 2 series means resultant is 1 or equivalent is 1. 3 capacitors of capacitances C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series. The equivalent is 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. The equivalent capacitance, no. Cs equal to, take LCM and simplify, C1 C2 C3 by C1 C2 C2 C3 C1 C3. The effective capacitance of two capacitors in parallel is 9 nanofarad. Two capacitors in parallel means C1 plus C2 equal to 9 nanofarad. And in series 2 nanofarad. Series means C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 equal to 2 nanofarad. Observe, sum of 2 is 9. Sum of these two is 9. Sum of these two is also 9. 9. And this is also 9. So just by using this relation, we can't decide. Substitute this in this. C1 C2 equal to 9 micro. This is 2 nano. 9 nano. 9 into 2, 18 nano nano. C1 into C2 is 18 nano nano. Okay. So sum of 2 should be 9. Product of 2 should be 18. Sum of 2 9. Product of 2 18. 2 3 into 6 18. This could be the answer. Product of these two is not 18. Not 18. Product of these two is not 18. Therefore, this is the answer. You are not using this method means you have to find C1 minus C2. See, C1 plus C2, C1 into C2. This is similar to high school problem. Find out C1 minus C2. Then use C1 plus C2 simultaneous equations and solve C1 and solve C2. So instead of going in the regular method, stop here and try to analyze. Two capacitors of capacitances 1 micro, 2 micro in series, 1 micro, 2 micro in series are connected to 12 volt. This is 1 micro, 2 micro. The potential differences across them are, so potential difference across first is V1, across the second is V2. When capacitors are in series, Q is constant, but Q is CV. This is constant. So product of capacitance and voltage is a constant. So capacitance C1 V1 equal to C2 V2. C1 by C2. C1 by C2 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 equal to V2 by V1. V2 by V1. So this should be 1 unit and this should be 2 unit. Thereby this ratio is 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. Now observe. What is V1 means? V1 is It is in the ratio 1:2. Sum of these two is 3. V1 is 2 parts in 3 and total voltage is 12. So 2/3 of 12. 3 1 3 4 4 to 8. So this is 8 volt and this is 4 volt and sum of these two is 12 volt. 4 by 8 by 4 is 2:1 and this by this is 1:2. Therefore 8 volt and 4 volt. When two capacitors of capacitances C1 and C2 are connected in parallel. C1, C2 are connected in parallel across a battery. Okay, fine. Net charge is Q. So charge in this is Q1, charge in the second is Q2. So total charge is Q1 plus Q2. Fine. This is C1, C2. This charge stored in the capacitor C1 is, potential difference across this is V. Therefore, charge stored in capacitor C1 is, use Q equal to CV. This charge is Q1, capacitance is C1, voltage is V. Therefore, Q1 equal to C1V. But observe the options. The options are not with voltage. Okay. Now, when two capacitors are in parallel, equivalent is C1 plus C2. So instead of these two, single capacitor C1 plus C2 connected across V. And for this total charge, Q equal to C1 plus C2 into V. Q equal to CV. But C is C1 plus C2, applied voltage is V. Therefore, V equal to total charge by C1 plus C2. Let me substitute this here. So charge in first is C1 Q C1 plus C2 into V. V is this and this is C1. Observe this equation carefully. Charge in first capacitor equal to, charge in first capacitor equal to total charge into capacitance of the same charge, same capacitor, divided by sum of these two, C1 plus C2. Similarly, charge in the second capacitor is total charge capacitance of the second by C1 plus C2. QC1 by C1 plus C2. QC1 by C1 plus C2. So this is a useful equation. And this is true only when two capacitors are in parallel. Okay. Two capacitors of capacitances C1 and C2 in series. Two capacitors are in series, C1, C2 connected to a battery. Potential difference across the capacitor of capacitance C1. Potential difference is V1. Total is V. Q equal to CV. Charge is constant. Charge in this is Q. Charge in this is also Q. Therefore, this is constant. I can write C1 V1 equal to C2 V2. C1 V1 equal to C2 V2. C2 V2 is nothing but total minus V1. V minus V1. So C1 V1. C2 V minus C2 V1 to the other side. C2 V1 plus C1 V1. So V1 is common factor. Remaining is C1 plus C2. Take it to the other side. So potential difference across the first capacitor equal to total potential difference into capacitance of the other capacitor. See, when we want one, target second capacitor, C2 by sum of the capacitances. Similarly, V2 is, guess the equation, students, guess this equation, total potential difference into capacitance of the other, C1 by C1 plus C2. So this is useful when capacitors are in series. Okay. The effective capacitance between A and B. These three are in parallel. Therefore, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 6 and 6 series means half of 6 is 3. Therefore, 3 in microfarad. The effective capacitance between A and B. These problems are very easy, isn't it? After we have discussed combination of capacitors, these are very easy now. 3 are in series means each is 6. 6 by 3 equal to 2. So this gives 2. These two are in series. 4 ohm, 4 nanofarad by 2 are in series. 2. 2 nanofarad. 2 nanofarad, 2 nanofarad. Parallel means 2 plus 2, 4. So effective capacitance between A and B is 4 nanofarad. The effective capacitance between A and D, each is 5 nanofarad. A is here, D is here. So AD are shorted by this wire. If it is shorted means effective capacitance is 0. If this is a capacitor, capacitance is 5 nanofarad. This is A, this is B. Then effective capacitance between A and B is 5 nanofarad. But if it is shorted by a wire like this, then effective capacitance between A and B is 0. So C equal to 0. Same thing here. A and D are shorted by a wire, therefore it is 0. If capacitance of each capacitor is 6 nanofarad, the effective capacitance between A and B is, if capacitors are like this, then these three are in series. Okay, this is A, this is B. If there are two more wires like this, then these three are said to be in parallel. If 3 are in parallel, then 3 into 6 is 18. Now let us check why it is parallel combination. If this is A, then this is also A. If this is B, B, this is also B. Observe, between A and B, there are 3 capacitors. If this is A, this is B. Between AB, there is a capacitor. Between AB, there is a capacitor. Between AB, there is a capacitor. So these 3 are in parallel. Parallel means C1 plus C2 plus C3. 3 times 6 is 18. If capacitance of each capacitor is 3 nanofarad, the effective capacitance between A and B. If capacitance of each capacitor is 3 nanofarad, the effective capacitance between A and B. If this is B, then this is also B. Okay. Observe, these two are connected across same points. If this is C, this capacitor is between C and B. This is also between C and B. Means these two are in parallel. 3 and 3 parallel means 6. This 6 is in series with 3. 6 series with 3 means 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3 equal to 2. So these 3 gives 2. This 2 is in parallel with this. 2 and 3 parallel means 5. It is 5. When potential difference of 10 power 3 volt is applied between A and B, a charge of 0.75 millicoulomb is stored in the system of capacitors. Then the value of C. And here is C. These two are in series. 2 micro, 2 micro in series means 1 micro. So this is A, 1 micro. Then these two are in series. 2 and 2 gives 1. This one is in parallel to C. So remaining is C plus 1. This is B. Now let us find effective capacitance of these two. Okay. Since these two are in series, we should use C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. This implies that 1 micro C plus 1 by C plus 1 plus 1. Let me drop this micro because all these values are in micro, equal to C plus 2 denominator, and this is C plus 1 micro. But understand, total charge is given, total potential is given. So Q equal to CV, C equal to Q by V. Q is 0.75 milli, 0.75 10 power minus 3. Potential is 10 power 3. So equivalent capacitance turns out to be 0.75 microfarad. 0.75 micro is 3 by 4 microfarad. This is effective capacitance. Let me use this here, which is equal to 3 by 4 micro. This is micro. So there is a micro here. Micro get cancels. Let me cross multiply. 4C plus 4 equal to 3C plus 6. 4C, 3C is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So it is 2 microfarad. So C should be 2 microfarad. In the diagram, potential difference across A and B is 60. A and B is 60. The potential difference across 6 micro. So this is V1. So there are two methods. In one method, let us simplify all this. Okay. 3 and 3 parallel means 6. 3 and 3 series, and 3 and 3 6. These two are in parallel. That is in series with 3. So 6 and 3 gives 2. 2 and 3 series. So this is equivalent to, there is 6, there is 3, and these two gives 2. A, B. Of course, all these are in micro. 3 and 2 micro in series means 3 into 2 by 3 plus 2. It is 6 by 5 micro. So we are left with two capacitors, A, B. One is 6 micro, the other one is 6 by 5 micro. And potential difference across these two is 60 volt. 60 volt. When capacitors are in series, charge in them is same, isn't it? So Q equal to CV. If this is constant, then these two are inversely proportional. These two are inversely proportional. 6 students observe this trick. Write 6 here. Write 6.5. These two are inversely proportional. Therefore, take reciprocal. 1 by 6 is to 5 by 6. Now, I don't want this ratio. So, multiply throughout by 6. 6 by 6 6, 5 by 6. This gives 1, this gives 5. So voltages are in the ratio 1 is to 5. So in these two, voltages are in the ratio 1 is to 5. Now, what is voltage V1? Means V1 equal to 1 is to 5. 1, 1, 5 plus 1, 6 out of 60 volt. 60 turns out to be 10 volt. So potential difference across this 6 is 10 volt, and remaining should be 50 volt, isn't it? Because total voltage is 60. So this is 10, this is 50. Now using the same method, let us find V2. V2 is 5 times 5 among 6 out of 6. 5 by 6 into 60. 6, 1, 6, 10, 50 volt. So potential difference across these two is 50. Potential difference across 6 micro is 10. So practice this once. As an example, let me consider two capacitors. This is 2 microfarad and this is 3 microfarad. And potential difference is, total potential difference is 100 volt. Okay. So let us find V1 and V2. So I am taking this example to understand this. Okay. 2, write 2, 3, write 3, QV equal to CV. Capacitors in series means charge is constant. Therefore, these two are inversely proportional. So take their reciprocals. 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 equal to. I don't want fractional values. So 3 to 6. Let me multiply this by 6. 6 by 2, 6 by 3. This turns out to be 3 is to 2. 2, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 3, 2. Now V1 is V1 is 3 out of 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. And total applied voltage is 100. So 5, 100 by 5 is 20, 23, 60. And V2 equal to 2 times 2 out of 3 in 100. Three plus 2, 5. 2 out of 5 into 100. So 20 into 2, 40 volt. This is 60 volt and this is 40 volt. Now understand, product of C and V is constant. 60 into 2 is 120. 40 into 3 is also 120. Therefore, these two values are correct, 60 and 40. In the adjoining figure, the potential difference between X and Y is 60 volt. So, potential difference across these two is 60 volt. The potential difference between the points M and N. If this potential difference is 60, then potential difference across these two is also 60. Now, forget all this. Consider this. There is 2C, C and 2C between these 2 points. 2C, C, 2C. And potential difference across these two is 60 volt. Okay. Now, how to solve this? 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Take the reciprocals. 1 by 2, 1 by 1, 1 by 2. We don't want the ratios. So multiply throughout by 2. 2 by 2, 2, 2 by 2. So this turns out to be 1 is to 2 is to 1. Now, what is the potential difference across? The potential difference between M and N. Potential difference between M and N means it is potential difference across 1C. So 2 by 1, 3, 4 out of 60. Now observe this one, this 15 to 30 volt. So this voltage potential difference across 1C is 30. Similarly, potential difference across 2C is 1 out of 4 into 60 equal to 15 volt. So this is 15 volt and this is also 15 volt. Now let us solve the same problem using different method. Potential difference across X and Y is 60. So potential difference across these two is also 60. Between these two there are 3 capacitors. So first, second, third. This is M and this is N. 2C, C, 2C. We want potential difference across this C, isn't it? Now 2C, 2C series means it is equal to C. So these two gives C. This is C. This is already C. And potential difference between M and N is 60 volt. These two are equal values. Therefore 60 is divided equally, which is 30 and 30. So potential difference across C is 30 volt. 30 volt. Now let us use third method using formula method. So this is C. These two gives C. So what is the potential difference across this? Let us call this V2. V2 equal to total potential into C1. If it is 2, we should take 1 divided by C1 plus C2. Total potential is 60. Capacitance of the other is C. Sum of the capacitances C plus C. C plus C. So this is 60 C by C plus T is 2C. CC 60 by 2 is 30 volt. 30 volt. So usually teachers will teach in one method or two methods. Okay. You may come across third method. Due to time constraint, they might be able to teach one or two methods. Okay. But it is your job to figure out more number of methods. In most of the problems we can solve like this. Solve like this in the sense in different methods. Okay. All capacitors used in the diagram are identical and each is C. Then effective capacitance between the points A and B. A and B. This is A means this is A. Shorted, this is also A. B, this is B. This is also B. Let this node be node C or junction. If this is C, C. This is C, this is C. Students, I hope you understood the labeling. A, A, A. This is B, B, shorted by a wire, therefore this is also B. So if this is C, then this is also C, this is also C. Now A, C, B. Between A and C, there is this capacitor. Between A and C, second. Between A and C, third. So 3 capacitors are there between A and C. Like this. Now observe between B and C. Between B and C, there are 3 capacitors. Now it is easy for you to solve, isn't it? C, C, C parallel means 3C. C, C, C parallel means 3C. This 3C and 3C are in series. 3C, 3C series means 3C by 2. 3C by 2, 3 by 2 is 1.5. All capacitors used in the diagram are identical and each is C, the effective capacitance between A and B. This is A, this is A, this is A. This is B, B, and this is B. Since these two are shorted by this wire, there is no charge stored in these two. Similarly, no charge is stored in these two because these two are shorted by this. So between A and B, there is only one capacitor of C. Therefore, C. It appears all the 5 are involved, but actually left hand side these two are useless, right hand side these two are useless, and only this matters, and this is C. 99. All capacitors used in the diagram are identical and each equal to C, the effective capacitance between the points A and B. Whenever 5 resistors or capacitors are involved, just check whether it resembles Wheatstone's network or not. Yes, this is a Wheatstone's network, and in the place of galvanometer you will find this capacitor. If all the values are equal, then potential at this point is equal to potential at this point. If a capacitor is across two equal potentials, then there is no charge stored in the capacitor. So neglect this. These two are in series. C and C series means C by 2. C and C series means C by 2. And this C by 2 is parallel to this C by 2. C by 2, C by 2 parallel means C by 2 plus C by 2 is C. All capacitors used in the diagram are identical and each is C. Then effective capacitance between A and B. If this is A, this is A, B. Now we are left with two more nodes. Nodes means junction. So let me write it as C. Between A and C there is one. Between A and C second. Between A and C third capacitor. This is A, this is C. Between A and C there are 3 capacitors. Now between C and B there is only one capacitor. Now this is easy for you, right? C, C, C parallel means 3C. This is C. These two are in series. 3 into 1. 3 into 1 by 3 plus 1. 3 by 4. 3 by 4 C. 3 by 4 C.